What's up, guys? GFK Ethan here with my updated Yosenju deck profile. About a week or so ago, I posted my other Yosenju deck profile, but I was waiting on a couple cards to get here, and they didn't show up. And I told you guys I would post it. So here we are with the updated Yosenju deck profile, and we're gonna do the extra deck and the side deck. The reason I'm going into the extra deck because there is a couple cards in there that I would like to main, but I'm just not 100% sure. I haven't play tested it enough. So bring you guys the side deck, and you can kind of figure it out and do it how it fits best for you. But this seems to be working pretty well. I took it to my locals this past Sunday and came in fourth out of like 16 people. My only loss was to a Cosmo deck, and won game one, and then I bricked out in game 2 and 3. So came pretty close in game 2, but definitely just bricked hard in game 3. I tried to side a couple different things in it, and didn't really work out as well as I planned. So let's get into the deck profile with the main deck. So of course, the regular monster cards, you run 3, 1. He's your bouncer, and he returns 1 face-up card on your opponent's field back to hand. So that way, like your Cosmo cards don't get their effect. 2, that she can attack over your opponent's monsters for half damage. She's at 18 now, so she'd be at 900. That in combo with the couple Fire Formation Tenkies, you can boost her back up to like 1100, and there's ways to boost her up. Works really well when you're going for game. 3 Yosenju Sucheks. Comma 3, sorry. This is one of the searchers of the deck. If another Yosenju card does damage, you can search your deck for another Yosenju card. Then it can be a spell or trap. Does not have to be a monster. Here's one of the cards I'm not sure about. Yosenju Suchek. This is more or less an honest card for the Yosenjus. Works really well. It has all the same effects, but like I said, if your opponent battles another monster, you can have it gain 1,000 life points, or you can pitch this card from your hand. Excuse me, guys. Pitch it from your hand, and target monster gains 1,000 life points. So, like an honest effect, I might try and cut this down to 2 and put in main either like an effect veiler or a skill drain or something. But like I said, just haven't play tested it enough quite yet. And we do run 2 copies of the Yosenju Sinchu L. I suppose is how you would say that. This card's really good. You don't use it for its pendulum effect, obviously, because they're both level 3s or scale 3. But when you activate them in the pendulum zone, if a Yosenju monster you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can destroy this card instead. So it works really well if they try and like bottomless trap hole or something. You can pitch Sinchu L and keep your comma 1 on the field. So that's really helpful. And then I do main 1 Thunder King Ryo just because everything searches so much, and if Thunder King Ryo is getting in your way and you want to search, you can always just comma 1 Ryo back to your hand. So that's really helpful and seems to work really well. So that's it for the monster lineup. And then into the spells, we have 3 Pot of Dualities, which is crucial because, like I said, you do need to have all the Yosenju cards in your hand, and Pot of Duality will work over Thunder King Ryo. So that's really nice with that effect. So I do have 3 Pot of Dualities, and I really feel that 3 is quite necessary. Just to keep your deck, just to keep shuffling your deck, keep helping you draw into cards, and you can pick and choose. 2 Dark Holes, because your monsters are hardly ever left on the field. So double Dark Hole works really well. I feel that it's never a cloggy draw, especially with how fast monsters can be brought out in this day's game. So it works really well, I feel. Now we have triple MST. And I find that triple MST works, it's almost a crucial card as well, because I run Vanities and Macrocosmos, which is a really great lock. Locks your opponent down, but it also locks you down too from a special summoning. So triple MST comes in really handy, so you can clear macro, then clear vanities, and it works. It works really well. Really awesome. One soul absorption and one defissure. Like, yes, I did say that I do have macro on the field, or I do have macro as well, but defissure also helps too. Normally I go into macro more so, but just another way to help keep your opponent's monsters in the graveyard. So I do like the defissure. That would be one card that you can maybe side out or just put it in your side deck. Maybe don't even main it, but I do have it mained right now, and it seems to work. Now I only have 2 Fire Formation Tenkies. I do have a third, but with 3 potted dualities and 3,3s, I find that 3 Tenki is really cloggy. The reason being is because, obviously you get 1 search off of it, and your cards gain 100 points apiece from it, which is really nice, but having 3 spots clogged up on the field, and then if you do the macro vanities trap, then you're locked out. You can't. There's no way to get rid of any cards at that point unless your opponent MSTs them or whatever. So I just keep that at 2. It seems to work pretty well for me. So onto the trap cards, we have 3 Threatening Roars. Obviously, prevents your opponent from attacking that turn. 3 Threatening Roars. I used to run Swords of Revealing Light, which, yes, Swords does the same thing as 3 Threatening Roars, but Swords is just way too easy to get rid of, and with an MST, you can still flip this and it won't negate it. So 3 Threatening Roars works really well. Now I also have 3 Mirror Forces, which, again, you're always going to take some hits with this deck because you have no monsters left on the field. So having stuff that prevents your opponent from attacking and destroys their monsters works incredibly well. And then the last triple set is Yosenju's Seeker Move. This is a really great card. It's crucial to have at least 2. 3 might be a touch overkill. I might try and take it down to 2 and see how it does, but for right now I have it at 3. So this is when a spell or trap or monster card is activated while you control at least one Yosenju card, all face-up monsters you control are Yosenju monsters. Negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that monster. So everything returns to hand except for the Pendulum monsters. So if you have one of the 2 Pendulum monsters on the field and you have this and they activate whatever, you can spring that trap, and because you control that one Yosenju monster, it will negate and destroy their card. And because it says Yosenju, obviously it's searchable by Yosenju, 3. So really crucial card. I like it at 3. Might try it at 2. Just don't know yet. Haven't play tested it enough yet. And then other staples is Solemn Warning, Torrential, Vanity's Emptiness, and Macrocosmos. Like I say, I might take Torrential Tribute out for Skill Drain, but haven't quite decided just yet. So now we'll go into let's go into the side deck now. Excuse me. So side deck, I feel like these Retaliating Seas are gonna go away. But I do have 3 copies of Retaliating Sea. Usually I only main 2 of them, but I have 3 of them in there for like Cosmotown and all that stuff because it activates a special summon and it's a spell card. So do have 3 Retaliating Seas so you don't take a full blow. Majesty's Fiend is pretty much a staple in every side deck. I feel it's you cannot be special summon. Special summon monster effects cannot be activated. So works really good against Cosmos, but you have to tribute summon for it, which is kind of a pain in this deck because everything extra normal summons and then returns to hand. So I don't play Majesty's Fiend a lot. The only time I do, I use it in combo with Divine Wind, because Divine Wind, if a monster returns from the field to your hand, you can special summon a monster from your deck. So that will allow you to special summon and then it will stay on the field. Then your next turn, if hopefully it's still there, you can tribute for Majesty's Fiend. So it's not an entirely foolproof deal, but it does work, and it got me out of a tight spot against Ritual Beast the other day. So it works pretty well. And because Burning Abyss is still a thing, I still do have 3 copies of Flying Sea. And obviously, you guys can play with the side deck and main these cards and do whatever. But this is just what I feel works best for me and works really well at my local. So 3 copies of Flying Sea and 1 copy of Effect Veiler. Like I said, I'm trying to really find the room for Effect Veiler in the main deck. And like I said, I might cut out one of the Yosenju Sucheks, or Yosenju Suchek, and might lose a couple other cards for Skill Drain, because Skill Drain is crucial. And Scrap Iron Scarecrow is actually a really fun card because it negates 1 attack and then it resets itself, and you can use it once per turn. So that's a really really fun card to play, and you know, it works really good as a MST bait. You know, your opponent knows that that's there, and so a lot of times they'll try and MST that. So I might consider putting this back in the main, maybe in place for 1 Mirror Force, but I just don't know yet. And then the last card in the side is 1 copy of Dimensional Prism, which does the same thing as D-Fissure, but you know, it's a trap. So that's the side deck lineup. Side deck lineup. Now into the extra deck, which you don't go into a lot, but I did Cowboy for game last week. So I have Cowboy, and then staple cards really, 101, Castell, and I have Deltros. Some people might not think it's a staple, but because it does require 3 monsters, but it works really good with the detach and negate, or detach and destroy. It's really awesome card to put in there. And you know, obviously he searches a Tellarknight monster, which you don't have any, but you know, ultimately who cares? So that's the 4 main side deck or extra deck monsters that I go into. Other ones that I have in the deck, just for sake of being there, is Gemnite Pearl, number 58 Burner Visor. 2 cards for Burning Abyss is 103 and Abyss Dweller. And then other cards, you have number 39, number 18, number 80, and Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon. So that kind of seems to work pretty well. Like I said, you don't go into the extra deck very often at all, but when you do, you know, it's just for obvious reasons to clear a card or take a special summon or whatever. But like I said, don't happen all that often, but I do sometimes. So that's the new updated Yosenju deck post Dimension of Chaos. Seems to work pretty well. A lot of fun, plays fast, fits my playstyle really well. So let me know what you guys think. You guys left a couple comments on the old one, so let me know what you guys think, and please, if you do build the deck, show me how you built it, because I'd be curious to see. So anyway, have fun, guys.